Today, I am reviewing the Roborock F25 Ultra Steam Wet Dry Vacuum Mop. If at any time you'd like to explore this product for yourself and grab it at a great price, be sure to check the links below the video. I spent the last 2 weeks putting the Roborock F25 Ultra through its paces in my house, and I have to say, it is probably the first time a floor cleaner has actually made me want to clean my kitchen floor instead of dreading it. If you have ever struggled with that sticky, dried-on mess that seems to bond to your tile, you know exactly why I was so interested in the steam functionality here. You can check the links below the video if you want to see the current pricing or explore the full specs while I walk you through how this thing actually performs in a real home. The headline feature is clearly that 356-degree steam. Most wet-dry vacuums just push warm water around, which is fine for dust, but it is nothing for a dried sauce spill or a sticky juice stain. When you engage the steam mode on this, you can actually feel the difference. It effectively softens the grime, and when you pull the vacuum back, the floor is genuinely clean. It is not just smearing dirt around. It is lifting it. However, you should know that the battery life takes a noticeable hit when you are running the steam constantly. If you have a massive open concept floor plan, you might find yourself needing a mid-clean recharge. Another feature that sounds like a gimmick but is actually useful is the blue light detection. I thought it would be annoying, but in a dimly lit kitchen or under a dining table, it highlights dust and debris that you would otherwise completely miss. It is one of those things you do not realize you need until you see it in action. That said, it is not a replacement for a deep clean, but for daily maintenance, it makes you much more thorough because you can actually see where the crumbs are hiding. One of the biggest pain points with these types of vacuums is maneuverability. Nobody wants to wrestle a heavy machine around their living room. The SlideTech wheels on the F25 Ultra are legitimately impressive. It feels almost self-propelled, and the swivel is tight enough that I can navigate around chair legs without hitting them constantly. It also lays flat enough to get under my low-profile sofa, which is usually a dead zone for dirt. If you have a lot of low-clearance furniture, this is a massive upgrade over older models that just hit the baseboards and stop. Now, let's talk about the self-cleaning system because this is where most people get disappointed with these machines. Usually, the roller stays damp and starts to smell after a few days. The F25 Ultra uses high-temperature steam to clean the brush roll and then follows up with hot air drying. I have been using this for a while now, and I have not had that sour mop smell that plagues so many other floor cleaners. It is a set-it-and-forget-it feature that actually works as advertised. You still have to empty the dirty water tank, which is never a glamorous job, but the machine itself stays surprisingly clean. However, it is not perfect. The suction power is rated at 22,000 pascals, which is plenty for pet hair and crumbs, but the vacuum head is a bit bulky. If you have very tight spaces or awkward corners, you might still need a handheld vacuum or a standard broom to get into those tiny spots. Also, the app integration is a nice touch for firmware updates and tracking, but let's be honest, you are probably not going to be remote controlling your vacuum from your phone while you're out of the house. It is a neat feature to have, but do not buy this thinking you're going to be piloting it like a drone. Who is this for? If you have hard floors, tile, hardwood, or laminate, and you have kids or pets that create a constant stream of sticky messes, this is a game changer. It replaces the mop and bucket entirely, and it does a better job than a traditional mop ever could. If you're someone who hates the physical labor of scrubbing floors, the steam lift feature makes this worth the investment alone. Who should avoid it? If you have a home that is almost entirely carpeted, this is not the right tool for you. Even though it is powerful, it is designed specifically for hard surfaces. Also, if you are looking for a cheap, lightweight stick vacuum for quick touch-ups, this might be overkill. It is a substantial machine, and it does take up space in a closet. It is a premium product, and you are paying for that high-end steam tech and the self-drying system. In terms of value, you are looking at a high-end appliance. It is not cheap, but if you look at how much time you spend mopping and how often you have to replace cheap, ineffective cleaners, the value becomes clear. It is a practical, heavy-duty solution for people who want clean floors without spending an hour every weekend scrubbing them by hand. If you want to see more details on the specific dimensions or the current deals, again, you can find those links right below the video. Overall, the Roborock F25 Ultra is a refined, well-engineered machine. It solves the biggest complaints people have about wet-dry vacuums: the smell, the lack of deep cleaning power on stains, and the difficulty of cleaning the brush head. If you have the budget for it and hard floors that need constant maintenance, it is one of the most effective tools I have tested this year. It is not just another gadget. It is a genuinely useful piece of equipment that makes a tedious chore much faster and, surprisingly, a little less annoying.